Alright, welcome to the video today. In my last video, if you missed it, it was an Extraordinary World play along. We had a lot of fun, a lot of cool places, and most of you actually beat me. So if you haven't played along or you want to get a chance to, make sure you check the description. I'll put the link for it down below. And for this one today, an unexplored world seems to be a cool map to try out. 672 people have explored it, but it is gaining in popularity, so it might be a pretty new map. But it is difficult with an average score just under 8,000. And you can see here 94 countries are not in Geoguessr, so none of these places we will actually have seen in the normal game. And the great thing about it though is the photospheres are going to be in cities or roadways, places where we can make an educated guess and hopefully get a close one in. So if you want to play along, I will start the challenge here. No moving allowed, and we'll copy and paste the link into the description. Make sure you check it out and click on it. It'll take you straight into round one where we're headed now. So for round one, here we have it. Some Spanish or Spanish type language, Pizza Hut. Here's our license plates. And then more Spanish over there. Okay, these kind of palm trees, making me think Central America so far, somewhere in Central America. And then this place, this is a nice thing. I don't know if it's supposed to be a Christmas tree or something. San Antonio ahead, Montebello, Col Escalon. So let's jump into South America. Get rid of that. Jump into South America here, or excuse me, Central America here, and I'm thinking a place like Nicaragua or El Salvador maybe. El Salvador may be a bit better because of the mountains that I see off in the background. So it could be a place like San Miguel, who I know there's some mountains somewhere, right? Maybe I was thinking of over here somewhere. We could try this town, I suppose. That seems a little small though. So let's go for El Salvador and maybe San Salvador. Yeah, there's much more mountains. So let's try for San Salvador. We'll just go somewhere in the middle. And it seems to be a good one. 5,000 points, so close if I would have looked in, but I wasn't expecting to actually hit that. Anyway, on to the next round. If you got that one, great job. Round two is going to be a bit harder. We are on a road though. Very red. This guy over here looks to be African maybe. And then you have these plates there. But that's all that we're going to have to go off of at the moment. So from what we see here, what can we say? I do think somewhere in Africa, just based off of this guy. Don't think it's an island because there's no, I mean, this is the closest thing we have to the island trees that we normally see. So thinking somewhere in Africa, of course somewhere we don't usually see, and I don't recognize those green plates, of course. So it could be really any of these countries. These maybe are too close to the coast. So it could be somewhere closer to Central Africa, somewhere in this area. And not sure if we can get closer than that, but let's look for a lake anywhere around here. Maybe in Cameroon. That seems to be somewhere it's a little bit forested, but not quite so much. It's kind of a small lake, right? So we're probably not going to find it on the map. Probably shouldn't spend too much time looking. And I could only assume that this is all going to be the same. I don't know if I can pinpoint it any more than I already have. Here's a lake here. We're missing the road that runs alongside it. And not many more lakes in South Sudan. So it leads them back over here to this side, kind of in this area. Let's look for little lakes that could be scattered around this area. I like how flat it looks though. There's not a lot of mountains, which makes me feel like I might be close. There are rivers, but I don't see any specific lakes. We're getting more mountainous the further west we go. And again, no real lakes. Let's look a little bit more maybe. Just for some tiny lake. These are all pretty big. Tiny lake, tiny lake, no tiny lake. We could just be in the middle somewhere. Look for more tiny lakes. Here's a tiny lake, but no road. Tiny lakes, no roads. But there are more lakes down here, which makes me more comfortable putting one in this area. So I will go for somewhere down here. I'll just put one in the middle here and hope for the best. And it was further north, up in Togo. Okay, so I was thinking further south than where we were actually at, and I don't see a lake there either, so maybe that was some sort of man-made lake. I don't know. Bit of a tough round. That was a bit embarrassing, not gonna lie, but we can move on and try the next one. If you got that one was perhaps quite a bit harder than our first round, so good job on that. Here we go again, more mountains. These trees, so somewhere close to the ocean, hopefully. Stop sign. Here's a car, here's a guy. And there's our ocean. Big mountains coming straight off of the ocean. And that's about all we're gonna have to go off of. So big mountains coming straight off the ocean, more people back there but can't make them out. And then this guy down here taking the picture. That's all we're gonna have to go off of. The stop sign here in English. So this makes me think somewhere in these islands here, in this stretch of islands right around here. If that's true though, let's take a look for big mountains coming in off the coast. This one looks to be like some mountains there, and there are bigger mountains. Let's take a look down here at Dominica. Big mountains coming in off the coast there. So we could definitely be in a place like this. Not sure which side, of course, but we'll look even further down here. These ones look big, and there are indeed big mountains coming in off the coast here. We've got one big one there. So I'm actually feeling more comfortable about this island as opposed to the rest, because that to me looks like a peak that would be pretty well documented. And we do have a peak that's documented here. So I'll say that we're across from this beach. Not sure if it's going to be correct, but we'll put it there. And that was it. So 4,989 points. What a cool round. I honestly wasn't expecting to get that one. If you guys got that one though, congratulations. I am just as surprised as you guys. Anyway, on to the next round. Not too bad of a round 3. Now looking at round 4, and we have bank. Here's some people walking around here. And Esplanada Bar. Okay. Casa. Okay, so I am seeing a lot of Spanish type language. Spanish language, but looks to be African people. So if it's African people with Spanish language, there's only a couple options I think we have. And I know they speak Spanish in Angola. Angola, right? Yeah, there's some Spanish or something like that. And then there was one more, but I don't remember which one it was. Was it Mozambique? No. Angola is the only one that I can think of that for sure speaks Spanish. So here's our casa, and then some more Spanish type things, Esplanada Bar. So I'm going to assume this is Angola because of the African looking people. And if it's Angola, I do see a tree there, so we could be close to the water, but yeah, there's some more over there, and it flattens out maybe just down to the ocean. We could be in the main city of Angola. And if that's true, there was a Samsung International. So I've been doing pretty good with these guesses. I want to take a look real quick for a Samsung International. Could be a bit in vain though, because there's so many places in Angola we could be. We wouldn't have to be there just for sure. But I'll put one in here somewhere in the middle, and hope for Angola at least. Yeah, it was Angola, but it was kind of over on this side. So what is this? Malanhe? Yeah. And here's our Samsung. I'm assuming somewhere in there. There's the bank. Okay. Not terrible of a round. 3,400 points getting through. And that's going to take us to our final round. Only had one that was a real big mistake, didn't we? We had one pretty bad round. Other than that, though, not terrible. All right, guys, real quick, kind of embarrassing, but my computer ran out of disk space while I was recording round 5. Luckily, I hadn't made a guess or anything, so I was able to salvage it for the video. Good thing, too, because I was having such a good game here, and I didn't want it to get ruined. So anyway, here's our round 5. I was looking through the trees. Yeah, cold climate, mountains in the background there. And then we had seen, what was it, over here, the Trudeau's Mountains. And then there's the English language here. So with all that together, I was still confused. And we even looked at these flags here. Looked almost like Greece, which I wouldn't think this is somewhere close to Greece. But it would make sense maybe if it's somewhere like nearby Greece, maybe owned by Greece. And so that's what we're going to kind of assume. I mean, this could be somewhere in the wintertime. It gets pretty cold, and there's a lot of snow in the winter. So with all that together, I think we decided to go take a look around the Greece area. Could be some mountains like this. I know there's quite a few mountains that come through these islands down here that belong to Greece. But Trudeau's Mountains is what we're looking for. And we only have so many islands down here that could belong to Greece. And some of them are just so small that I couldn't imagine there being mountains like this or places like this. But we do have the Trulos, which could be close. And then there are some bigger mountains over here. So what is this? The Pythagoras Cave. I'm going to take a look here and take my time with it. I won't take too long, I promise. But I do want to do my best to find the Trudeau's Mountains. I need to keep track of which ones I've actually looked through and which ones I haven't. It would be a bigger one, that's for sure. I think that I looked through this one. Yeah, I looked through this one. Didn't see the Trudeau's. No Trudeau's Mountains there. And there's bigger mountains here too. Beaches. Of course, I'm not sure that this is even Greece. I mean, I'm only going off of this flag here, making me think that it's one of these islands that belongs to Greece. And here's an island, looks like. No, it's connected. Maybe worth looking still anyway. Just for a second. Looking for the Trudeau's Mountains. Gonna be a bit difficult though, unfortunately. And I'm gonna have to put in a guess soon. So maybe one more time up here, further north. Looking for the Trudeau's Mountains. Here's a mountain. But Trudeau's. Trudeau's is what we're looking for. Take one more look over here, but Trudeau's maybe not going to be found in enough time, in a reasonable amount of time for the video. What about over here? Okay, so I'm going to take a look at the mountains one more time and just put us on an island somewhere out here. The mountains aren't that big, but I can imagine if it's snowing, they've got to be pretty big. So let's go for one of the more northern islands. Maybe up here. Mountains aren't too big there. Go up a couple more. Maybe the island's too small here. Waterfall? Okay, well, I guess it's time to just pick ourselves an island. Let's pick the big boy here. Seems to be the biggest island. There's some temples here, some places where it could be. There's a cafe. Let's just put ourselves in here and hope for the best. And oh, it was on Cyprus, and that explains why I was not getting it. There's our Trudeau's, and the Trudeau's Mountains must be off in there. Okay, so Cyprus makes a lot more sense, and I hate myself for not getting it. But let's view our summary. Overall, 16,000 points. We really only had one mistake, and that was here in Africa. I should have stuck with my gut and went further north, but I wanted to move down more, and it did cost me a couple thousand points. Regardless, though, I'm not too unhappy with this result. Especially these guesses over here, I've got to say, came in pretty clutch. Definitely a beatable score, though, if you can get these guesses here a little bit closer, and the Cyprus guess possibly has room for improvement. So, if you beat my score, make sure you let me know, and I really appreciate you guys playing along. Until next time, see you around.